You know that specific scene in anime where the cherry blossoms are falling and everything just looks right? You've got the lanterns, the petals, and that perfect spring night vibe. And whether you're watching a heavy hitter like Your Lie in April or a classic festival episode in Fruits Basket, it always makes you wish you were there. Well, I found a way to actually taste that, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm talking about Tokyo Treat. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jack, what's Tokyo Treat? Well, for those who don't know what Tokyo Treat is, it is a monthly snack box from Japan. And look, they don't send you a couple of crumbs or any some random box. No, no, no. This thing is loaded. You're getting limited edition stuff like Kit Kats you just won't be able to find at a gas station or the local grocery store, chips, noodles, all kinds of stuff. The whole point of this is to give you a real taste of Japan without having to deal with the airports or traveling or anything like that. It's one of the best things about it. And honestly, after years of watching these shows, this is the closest I've gotten to actually being there. And what's great about it too is that every month has a theme, and this month's box is the Sakura Night Matsuri theme. It's basically a festival arc in a cardboard box. It's got things like the Sakura roll cakes, which honestly was absolutely amazing. You had the night blossom rice cracker mix, which was delicious. And then you had the mini Sakura bread, which was amazing. And honestly, that's not even scratching the surface. There's a lot of treats that are in here that are just absolutely amazing. And honestly, these flavors and how the treats and snacks are, they are just really amazing. They're things that I honestly would eat any time of year, not just on a special occasion, but the fact that they are just available right now just makes it all the better. And it's also the kind of thing that you would actually see them eating in a Hanami picnic. Now, one of the other things that I really kind of got to touch on is the booklet. Now, every box that you get sent has a cultural guide booklet and it explains what everything is. But here's the thing that's a real big win for me. My wife has food allergies, and normally trying to eat something from overseas is a pretty big gamble for us because you can't read the labels and who knows what's actually really in there or anything like that. And honestly, this booklet, not only does it tell you about Japan, the culture, and everything having to do with the theme, but it really kind of breaks down all the allergen in really simple, plain English. Like no guesswork, no stress. It's something that makes it really easy for us to be able to just sit down, relax, enjoy, eat some nice snacks, and not stress about what it is she's eating. We know exactly what's in there. So if you want something that's really gonna hit that spot, give you some nice, amazing, delicious treats or anything like that, honestly, Tokyo Treat is where it's at. And the Sakura Night Matsuri box is a great call to jump in on it. The seasonal flavors, honestly, they don't stick around forever. And these ones are amazing. So you really should get on it right away. And if you use coupon code featured anime along with our affiliate link in the show notes, you will get yourself $5 off that very first box. And a very big thank you to Tokyo Treats for sponsoring this episode. And now on to the main show. Welcome to the Featured Anime Podcast. I'm your host, Jack. Unfortunately, Rick couldn't join us today. He is down for the count right now, but he should be back next week. So there is no pre-show for you, unfortunately. But if you want to add free experience, go ahead and go to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. A dollar a month to get you access to that ad-free experience and bonus content. And now onto the meat and brotatoes. Seventh time loop Villainess enjoys a carefree life married to her worst enemy was my choice. And honestly, I'm pretty happy about it. But before that, the producers for it are Overlap, Pony Canyon, Dax, ATX, just to name a couple of them. There's 2 studios for this. That you have Studio Kai and Hornets, and it aired from January 2024 all the way through March 2024 with a couple of genres of romance fantasy. It's also based off of a light novel and is 12 episodes long. Now, Seventh Time Loop Villainess follows Rishe Imgard Witzner, a duke's daughter whose engagement gets publicly called off by the crown prince. The thing is this is not the first time this has happened. It's actually this 7th time that this exact moment has happened to her. And in every loop, she lives a completely different life after that point. First picking up skills as a merchant, then an herbalist, as a maid, a scholar, a hunter, and then finally a knight, all along the way, every single time she lives through this. But no matter the path she takes, she always ends up dead at 20. And that death is always tied in some way to Arnold Hine, the crown prince of Galkine Kingdom, who is headed toward becoming a war-starting tyrant. On her 7th go-around, though, Risha just wants something honestly low-key to, survive and avoid the war and not die young. Unfortunately, that whole plan falls apart almost immediately when she takes a different route from the other 6th time and immediately spots Arnold when she's on the night of her broken engagement and trying to escape. And then not only does that happen, but he ends up proposes to her that night as well. The core tension is basically the whole show runs on is the man she's trying to stop from burning the world down to the ground and killing her is also the very same man she just agreed to marry. And she's banking on being close enough to him to actually change the outcome this time. Now, honestly, this show really wasn't exactly what I was expecting when it plays the name or has the title of 7th Time Loop Villainess, right? I expected it, normally when it comes to something like that, it is usually an isekai. A person gets reincarnated as their normal game character where they're just basically playing through the game for whatever it is. Or I expected more along the lines of a kind of like Groundhog Day type situation. And this most certainly was not it at all. Honestly, for this one, it's a little bit better thought out, I feel like, and rather than the standard otome portion of it where the person is powerful or strong at the very beginning or out the gate. No, this, honestly, she worked up to this. She ran through the life several times, multiple times, every time trying to learn new skill sets, learning new ways of life, trying to expand her repertoire and becoming stronger every single time. So she is far better equipped, far better at being able to kind of like steer the direction of everything, especially when she has an idea or knowledge of how all the key players, all the key individuals really are, especially in the world as it is. So when she runs into them, she knows how to act, she knows how to talk, she knows how to basically make it so that way it is going to work to her benefit. Now, granted, she also understands when she starts going through, starts doing this, starts basically changing history itself. She understands that there's going to be changes and limitations for it. There's going to be changes and things like that that just really kind of allow her to position herself even better for the future, which honestly is a really great thing. I mean, like it's you're getting that firsthand experience. You're getting that growth for her, not necessarily firsthand all the way throughout, but you're able to experience, or you're understanding and learning with everyone else at the exact same time, how she's grown, how she's gaining her power, how she's, basically going up that ladder of hierarchy to better position herself, so that way she's not being basically given a plot armor, but like, you get to see her actually grow. And even then she understands her own limitations, her own shortcomings, and knows how to be able to properly move forward. Especially since she literally spent 6 different lifetimes doing the grueling work, training and moving forward for all of this. The 7th time, when it finally comes to it, though, when she's looking at her current life too, and when you're looking at everything, she keeps saying that her ultimate goal is to really kind of like have an easy life, like be relaxed, like I don't want nothing to do with it. And she has all these conditions and everything else having to do with the prince, with Arnold, and why she'll marry him is like, well, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. And he is just so infatuated with her. He is just so bewildered by her that he just can't help himself. He is enamored. He just looks at her and he goes, this is one of the greatest individuals in my whole life. I can't predict, I can't this, I can't that with her. And you see some flashes or different viewpoints of it, but you start also at the exact same time learning about him, learning about who he is, learning about his character, and everything else having to do with him, and being able to really kind of hone in on that, being able to try and understand it. Because when we're first introduced to him, when we're first given the viewpoint of him, he is very heartless, very cold. And that's all in the very first episode, because he literally did kill our main protagonist. He literally killed Rishe at the very beginning of the anime. Hence why we know that she is on her 7th time loop, because almost immediately. You get to see what he was like before that moment. But then you also understand, like, he's moving a lot. He's doing a lot of changes, doing a lot of moves that kind of position him to be able to basically start this all out war and win effectively in the future. And it's not like he's completely oblivious or blind to everything that she's doing. He can easily find out. He easily understands. He also makes a lot of moves in the show that don't get publicized, that a lot of the policies, a lot of the things that get passed aren't necessarily things that are publicized and pointed out that he is doing those things. It's being like, buried under the books. It's like, no, I did this really great thing. No. I don't want that known. Like, bury it. I did this thing that actually benefited people. No. Bury it. And he does that for everything. And it's not just like 1 or 2 things. It's like, ooh, I accidentally did this. No, he does a lot. And a lot of it is done in such a way that makes it so that way he does want to truly benefit his people, truly wants to grow them, and puts his entire kingdom in a very beneficial situation. And so when you're looking at this, when you're watching the show, it's not your standard romantic dynamic. It's, hey, I was killed by this guy. He doesn't know that I've already lived through this, but I know some things about him. I know some things about the world that he doesn't know, that he doesn't understand. And so I'm going to use this to try and position myself in a better way. And he kind of just like looks at her because she's able to fight. She's able to do, some healing, and she's able to mix like these, antidotes and everything like that, just to be able to help out. And it really throws everyone off because she's lived through life already where she had to do those other things. She was stripped of her noble status, and she was basically cast out from her home because of that, because of the very beginning, because of her engagement being broken to the kingdom's prince that she was originally engaged to, not Arnold, but someone else. And being able to just go through this, being able to just look through everything and do that, it really makes it so that way he is truly enamored by her, makes it so that way she is constantly keeping him on his toes, but she's also able to put herself in a situation or in a way that makes it so that she can truly understand people in ways that they normally can't. And to kind of bring this to light, when she first goes to the New Kingdom and she's in the area, it's like, I want to be in this cottage. I want to be here by myself. I don't want anyone here. I don't want anyone. I don't want maids. I want nobody. And she cares for it. She takes care of it. She cleans it and everything like that. And she dresses very, very plain. She doesn't have fancy dresses or anything like that while she's going around. She's interacting with the maids. She's talking to everyone. She's doing all this stuff to kind of get to know everyone through a real lens, a true eye of seeing how people are and how their characters are and how they interact and act when people aren't around them. And, or at least when, royalty or high nobles aren't around them. And so being able to like, no, I know exactly what you're going through. I know this, I know that, and puts them in a disadvantage because they can't say, oh, well, she doesn't know how to do this. No, when the maids finally come into the area and she's interviewing them, they are floored at the fact that, oh, I just was talking trash to you and you're actually the princess. That's amazing. Great. And the fact that she knows how to do all this stuff and everything like that. And she starts implementing policies. She starts moving forward to try and better the life of the kingdom that she's in. Just makes it that much better. Honestly, this is not a poorly written show in every sense of the word. I mean, like, honestly, I don't have too many negative things I could say about it because they give you just enough. They just give you a little bit of information. And I can't wait to see if there's going to be a season 2 because they definitely left a lot out there. They added enough to it to be able to go, yes, there can be certainly a season 2. And I do hope that there is a season 2. But also at the exact same time, this is a very well done show to where I wouldn't be disappointed if there wasn't a season 2. If there was only a season 1, it is just that good of a show. And it stands on its own. So even for it being a romance anime, there's like those moments, there's those points or in time or anything like that where you're looking at it and you're going, oh, that's sweet. He's trying to be sweet. He's trying to like be caring, even though it's really not who he is. He is trying in a weird way and going to it, like how while she's going around pretending to be a maid and all this other stuff, she tries to pretend to be a guide, go through the soldiers training with them. He immediately catches her and has fun with her, like pokes fun, just gives her a hard time and everything like that in private. But he's like, hey, if you want to do this, you go ahead and do this. I won't ruin it for you, but here are the rules for this. And it is very cute. It is very well done. This is definitely not the gushy high school romance. Is he, isn't he, blah, blah, blah type show that we're definitely used to, especially when it comes to a lot of the romance animes that are out there, because a lot of them aren't geared towards an older audience. And that's where I feel like this one also really kind of sets itself apart, that this is definitely geared towards an older audience. This is geared towards, people who are like tired of the angst of it being like, will she type of situation. It's like, the guy's already in love. He's proposed. He's flat out, it. And then you just see Rishe just gradually move forward, gradually just like fall for him. And you can tell, like, she doesn't openly admit it or anything, but you can tell that she is. The actions, the motions, the language, everything that just happens throughout the show just inches forward towards that. Everything that she does is ultimately in benefit of that. And in her being able to go, yeah, you know what? I do care about him. I do care. I do want this. I do this. And it's that slow realization that she has that just I feel like makes it better, in my personal opinion. And the show's not all pure romance either, which I feel like is another benefit for it, because it touches on, like I was talking about earlier, all these other things, all these other moving pieces, and her past life, and trying to expand and move forward and do all these things that are going to benefit the kingdom as well, and position her far better. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm going to use my knowledge for this past life, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this, and this is what I want you to do. I'm going to do this, and this is what's going to end up happening. And you get to see the entire set be built based off of that. And I feel like that's what it really kind of brought to the table. Now, by any stretch of the words, I don't mean to say I've been talking nothing but positive about it. This is not all sunshine and roses and happy-go-lucky type deal. You know, this is a great show, but it does have its flaws. It does have its drawbacks. And there are some things where it's kind of like, because it's her seventh thing, you know that she's going to do some things, you know, she's going to move forward and do this, you know, that this is going to be the result of it. And while I was watching it with my wife, the last couple of episodes, there was kind of a major in the show sense thing happening. And I called it out immediately. And my wife looked at me and she goes, yeah, you know, you're right. That's exactly what happened. It's like, I know. I mean, like, you can't have this and this and this and not result in this. When you have this and this happening, and I'm being intentionally vague because I don't want to spoil it. I mean, like, if for anyone that wants to watch it and have that enjoyable experience, by all means, but I don't want to ruin it for you. But, you know, it just, like, the signs are there. And a lot of the times the signs are going to be there, and it's going to be really kind of plain and obvious when you're watching it. So it's not going to be a very mystic show. There's not going to be anything or any point in time where you're watching this and you're going to go, oh man, no, I totally wish I figured this out. Like, yeah, it's pretty obvious what's going to end up happening. You know exactly what's going to end up happening. So that's kind of one of the detractors for me. And the fact that this is only 12 episodes long also is kind of a downer. I wish it was a lot more. I wish that there was a season 2, but honestly, it is still very well done regardless, and enough for it to be able to stand on its own. I just want more. And so those are the couple of things that are really kind of pushing back on it, that are really just kind of, you know, leaving it a little down for me, so to speak. So on a scale of up to 10, honestly, I would give this a solid 9. I mean, like, honestly, it was just that enjoyable. It was very well done. It was something I certainly could watch again. I actually have watched this a couple times now because I watched it with my wife, and then, you know, brought it up to Reg and was like, oh, well, you know, we could do this one for the next choice. And so I watched it again just to make sure that it would all stay fairly fresh in my mind. And honestly, I had just as much an enjoyment with it as I did the first time. And so that's why I'm giving it a 9. And so next week we're going to be talking about Apothecary Diaries, which is another choice of mine. I mean, Rick hasn't seen season 2. I've seen season 2, so it's going to be nice for me to revisit it. I'll definitely rewatch season 1 before I visit season 2, because it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to actually revisit it. So, yeah. And so the overall verdict for Seventh Time Loop, I honestly, I'm going to say this is one that I definitely feel like is a must watch for you if you're tired of the standard romance anime trope. This is solid for a more mature audience when it comes to that style of genre. Well, that's all the time that I have for today. And if you feel like we did too much justice and not enough justice or anything like that, feel free to contact us and let us know. All our contact information is in the show notes, as well as on our website at featuredanimepodcast.com. You can also join us on Discord and talk to us and hang out with us in there. And then, of course, on stream as well, where we stream majority of our episodes on twitch.tv/featuredanimepodcast. And then, of course, we have some affiliate links for you as well for Crunchyroll. Get yourself a nice free trial or get a discount off their store. Links for you are in the show notes for that. And then let's not forget about Tokyo Treats. Nice, wonderful, delicious treats every single month coming straight to you. If you use our affiliate link along with coupon code Featured Anime, you get $5 off that very first box. And trust me, the treats are worth it. And of course, let's not forget one of the best ways you can support us is by going to patreon.com/featured anime podcast. If you go there, $1 a month gets you access to bonus content that we usually post with every episode. And of course, don't forget about some swanky swag, shop.featuredanimepodcast.com. And until next time, I'm Jack, and we'll catch you later.